So you have talked about kind of how you went from not really feeling comfortable with AI and automation to starting to learn how to build. And I think that building to some extent is very important. I'm not saying that everyone needs to go figure out how to build a full stack app themselves, but I think, obviously you have to understand what you're building and why and how it works. You've also talked about building in public and sort of documenting some of this stuff, getting out of your comfort zone. What else do you have to tell people who maybe would like to be able to step into some sort of role like head of AI? What else could they be doing when it comes to the prep or maybe even like the interviewing and the applications? What else could people be sort of taken away from this?
I think a couple of advices for people going into interviews, things that I've started to see now is do your research. Research the person that's going to interview you, or research the
Hmm.
company, even more important. I had people coming into the interview saying, so I researched Young and I know this and that, and I think we can do some really cool stuff on this, and actually showing the motivation of what they want to do and what they want to bring to the table. And then
Hmm.
I have other people reaching out and sending abbreviations of the words and like, hey, what up? And I'm like, hold on, are you looking for a job or like, so I would say try to take it serious, try to do your research, have something to show. Just it's gonna happen. There's going to be so many jobs on AI and automations because the world is, as we know it, is changing. And this is no longer something that huge companies can have. It's actually something that every company will have. So if you're interested in doing this, just dive deep, learn it, play with it, apply to jobs. Just rip the band-aid. Don't stay here waiting to see what happens, or maybe AI won't replace me. Just go out there and make it happen. It's so much fun.
It really is. It really is once you get in the mindset that everything that you do in life, everything that you try, you always kind of go through that period. And this is something I talk about a lot in the community, which is something that I got from Hermosi, which is like the entrepreneurial transition curve, or just in general, the transition curve. And the idea that you always are excited at the beginning, and that's the stage of the uninformed optimist, because you just don't really understand the complexities. You come over that hump and you become the informed pessimist. And then you just basically have this decision of, do you want to crash and burn, or are you going to take that momentum all the way back up again? Now you're also an optimist, but you're an informed optimist. And I think that that's really important for people to understand, that everyone has that feeling of overwhelm. And it's not just once. You get that feeling maybe every week, maybe every month, but
Yes.
you just got to push through. And I think that's really important. So